So, a pleasant morning, everyone. I'm Lubella Liberos Bulacano, and together with my group mates, James Harold Maghanoy and Chrissy Dumano, we will be discussing to you today about licensing, franchising, and other contractual strategies. So, first, what is contractual entry strategies? So, in international business, contractual entry strategies are cross-border exchange in which the relationship between the focal firm and its foreign partner is governed by an explicit contract. So, there are two types of contractual entry strategies, which are the licensing and franchising.
So, at this juncture, we will discuss the licensing as a strategy for entering international markets. Licensing involves a company or the licensor granting another company or the licensee the right to use its intellectual property in exchange for a fee or royalty. There are two main types of licensing agreements. First is the trademark and copyright licensing and the know-how licensing. So, trademark licensing allows a firm to use another company's proprietary names, characters, or logos. For example, Disney licenses its character for use in a toy or clothing, while copyright licensing covers original works like art, music, and software, while the know-how licensing involves sharing technological or managerial knowledge. An example of this is Intel licensing its chip manufacturing process to a German company. Licensing has advantages and disadvantages. One of these advantages is it doesn't require a substantial capital investment and helps bypass trade barriers and foreign ownership restrictions. Another is it's a low cost while to test a new market and gain local market knowledge. For instance, Intel quickly entered the German market by licensing its technology without heavy investment. However, there are disadvantages too. Profit from licensing are generally lower compared to exporting or direct investment. The licensor depends on the licensee's performance and limited control over product quality. There's also a risk of creating a future competitors. For example, Disney licensed Disneyland Tokyo, which became more or very successful and later wished they had directly invested for higher profits and control. So licensing is a useful strategy for entering foreign markets. Both benefits and risks. Companies must carefully assess market conditions and choose the right partners.
At this juncture, let's talk about franchising as a strategic approach that allows businesses to expand globally by extending their brand through franchise agreements. Now, what is franchising? Franchising kaya ang franchisor nag-extend sa iyong brand, know-how, and operational guidelines to the franchisee na nag-operate according sa na-establish na business model. Nakagets mo? So basically, ang franchising kaysa ka business model where the franchisor grants the right to use its brand and sell its products or services to a foreign franchisee. Like, kunwari, ako o ikaw. Ako kay franchisor, ikaw kay franchisee. Ako mag-grant ko rights sa inyo to use my brand and pag-sell sa akong products or services sa inyo ang lugar na ata sa isa ka franchise agreement, ana. Now, let's talk about the advantages and challenges that a business can face if naana siya sa isa ka franchise agreement. One advantage is the scale. So, there is a rapid expansion into new markets. Kaya diba, ako na ako dire, ikaw na ka dira. So, that is a new market for my brand. And then, number two, brand recognition. So, you could leverage an established brand sa akong brand nga established na. So, shared risk. Number three, franchisee bear the operational cost. So, shared risk na siya. And then challenges that a business could face. So control. There is a limited control over franchisee operation. So depende na siya sa type sa franchising, like halimbawa, business format franchising or the system franchising. So this is less flexible siya kay limited rag autonomy niya sa decisions. Autonomy sa franchising. While cultural adaptation, this is one of the challenges mga kay adapting to local norms and preferences. So understanding and adapting to diverse cultural norms, consumer preferences, and business practices in different countries rather can be very complex or difficult. So franchisors must tailor their offerings to local taste while maintaining brand consistency. Like for example, McDonald's sa India, di ba ang patty kay anything but beef because of their belief, di ba? Another sub kay Starbucks sa Japan, something like matcha flavored latte ilang gi-offer dito to accommodate sila ang preference. But another one is sa Jollibee. Some Jollibee outlets somewhere sa Cebu na branch nila kay ilang spaghetti or not sweet. This is to accommodate the preferences kay daghan man gud dito foreigners and tourists nga lahi og preference kaysa sa mga locals dito na area. There are 5 main types of franchising. The business format franchising is the number 1. So this is the most common type of franchise. The franchisee not only sells a specific product but also produces and delivers it according to the franchisor's proprietary ingredients and practices for the franchisor's assistance. For example, McDonald's, Subway, and 7-Eleven. And kay lagi well-established brand na ni siya, makagain kag brand recognition as a franchisee kay well-established naman good ni siya. Now, operational support, you may receive training, marketing, and ongoing assistance from the parent company if mauni siya nga franchising ang inyong gapiton. And then consistency, maintains uniformity across franchise locations. Like for example, ngadto kag Jollibee, di ba like same naman sila infrastructure, but then requiring siya higher cost and it is less flexible, like limited rin mong autonomy in making decisions sa imong business or franchise. Now, number 2 is the distribution franchising. So the franchisee buys the right to create and or sell a branded product for or part of it, following the franchisor's practices and standards. Now, there are 2 common subtypes of this: manufacturing franchises and the product franchising. So the manufacturing franchises basically this involve producing the product, while product franchises or franchising this focuses on selling or distributing the product. For example, Coca-Cola and then Ford Motor Company. Now, kay lagi imuhang product or service kay proven na, so you may ease access in the market. And then supply chain efficiency, like streamlined na imong distribution channels kay lagi proven na imong service or product. Now, pero dependency, mag-rely ka on the franchisor's product or brand for this one. And then profit sharing, mag-share kag profits with the franchisor, like imong profit imong like share ana nga imong ihatag sa franchisor. And then the third one is job franchising. Third na ba ni? So in here, franchises and job franchisee run and maintain the franchise. So these tend to be service-based and often don't require opening physical storefront. Like for example, John Pro Cleaning and Disinfecting, and then the maid. So it has low entry barriers, kay minimal upfront investment like mungking hanlan for this one. And then typically service-based na siya, so no need for physical storefronts. But then limited ray mong scalability, so this may not grow as rapidly as you would like it to be. And then operational burden, like responsible ka for the day-to-day operations kay lagi service-based siya. And the number 4, conversion franchises or franchising. So independent businesses convert into franchising or franchises. So they adhere to franchisor policies and receive assistance from the parent company for marketing, ongoing operations, and employee training. So like for example, Ace Hardware. So Ace Hardware, and independent hardware stores can convert into Ace Hardware franchises. So benefiting from an established brand and support from Ace Hardware na siya. And, okay, pros ani niya kay existing customer base. So, halimbawa, hardware company ka, independent niya, mo convert ka into Ace Hardware. So, loyal customers sa Ace Hardware, mo adto na sila. Like, guidance. So, you may receive support during transition into a franchise. And then, but then, you should change management, like adapt new system and processes in order to convert. And then, fees. Pay fees to the franchisor in order to convert into a franchise. Number five, lastly, is the investment franchising or franchisee. So, typically, the most expensive type, investors put substantial capital into franchise businesses. Professionals such as managers and team leaders oversee this investment. So, naay ibutang dira ang manager and experience na jud ng mga high ranking. So, pros, high potential return. So this will yield into substantial profits. And then professional management, experienced managers oversee operations. So nasa iput nga experience na nga managers para mag-oversee sa imong operation. But then financial risk. So dako siya capital outlay, capital nga mapagawas nimo. And then complexity, it involves intricate financial arrangements. Let's talk about the master franchise agreement. So this is a legal contract between a franchisor and a master franchisee. So the master franchisee gains exclusive rights to use the franchisor's trademark, systems, and processes within a specific geographic area or region. So he takes on the mini franchisor role as recruiting and managing individual franchisees within that designated territory. Like for example, ako ang mini franchisor there is sa Philippines. So, ako may marag mo lead on sa mga mini franchisee dire sa kaninga lugar. So, it allows rapid network growth for the business or for the brand, and then the master franchisee could also receive percentage of ongoing royalties. And then the brand could leverage on local market knowledge or local expertise of the master franchisee. And when entering into a master franchise agreement, it is essential to consider several legal aspects to protect both the franchisor and the master franchisee. Dapat clear and clarified, not the non-agreement pa lang. And gikan sa tax and regulatory compliance and scope sa agreement down to the royalties na ihatag sa master franchisees and hastag dispute resolution in kaso magkinaon sa dira para wa na ilalis pa between both parties. To mitigate risks, clear communication, thorough due diligence, and legal guidance are essential when entering into a master franchise agreement.
So now that we're done with the two types of contractual entry strategies, let us now proceed to the common characteristics shared by the cross-border contractual relationships. So one of their common characteristics is that they are governed by a contract that provides the focal firm with a moderate level of control over the foreign partner. They also typically include the exchange of intangible assets and services. Also, their characteristics is that firms can pursue them independently or in conjunction with other foreign market entry strategies. And also, they provide dynamic, flexible choices, often reduce local perceptions of the focal firm as a foreign enterprise, and lastly, generate a consistent level of earnings from foreign operations. And now let's proceed to the different types of intellectual property. But first, what is intellectual property? So, intellectual properties, these are the ideas or works created by individuals or firms, including discoveries and inventions, artistic, musical, and literary works, and words, phrases, symbols, and designs. So there are many types of intellectual property, and one of that is the patent. So when we say patent, it provides an inventor the right to prevent others from using their or selling an invention for a fixed period of time. So, it is granted to those who invent or discover a new or useful process, device, manufactured products, or an improvement on this. And also, other type of intellectual property is a trademark. Trademark, it is a distinctive design, symbol, words, or a series of words placed on a product label, which identifies a product or service coming from a common source and having a certain level of quality. An example of that is the McDo. The letter M in McDo is an example of a trademark. Next is copyright. So, copyright, it protects original works of authorship, giving the creator the exclusive right to reproduce the work, display, and perform it publicly, and authorize others to perform these activities. Copyrights cover music, arts, literary, films, and other computer software. And also, industrial design is an example of intellectual property. So, when we say intellectual design, it is the appearance or features of a product. The design is intended to improve the product's aesthetics and usability as well as increase in its production efficiency, performance, or marketability. Next is the trade secret. So, it is confidential know-how or information that has commercial value. So, trade secret includes production methods, business plans, and customer lists. So, example of that is the production formula for the Coca-Cola. It is an example of a trade secret. Next is the collective mark. So, it is a logo belonging to an organization whose members use it to identify themselves and associate their products with a level of quality or accuracy, geographically or rigid, or other positive characteristics.
So now, we will talk about different ways companies enter international markets, including turnkey project, bought agreements, management contracts, leasing, and professional services. Turnkey projects are when a company handles everything for a big project abroad, like building a power plant or airport, and then they hand it over to the local governments once it's ready and workers are trained. Both or the build, operate, transfer agreements are similar. However, it includes running the facility for a while before handing it over. This helps to build a recover cost and make some profit. Management contracts are when a company provides expertise to run a facility like hotel or airport in another country. For example, Disney earns money by managing theme parks in France and Japan without owning them, while leasing is another strategy where a company rents out equipment to a foreign clients. This helped a companies quick enter the new markets and earn profits while helping clients who can't afford to buy the equipment. The professional service firms like those accounting or consulting often go international by setting up their offices in a major markets and then partnering with local firms in similar markets. This way, they can serve clients worldwide. For example, an accounting firm like Prince Waterhouse Cooper might partner with local firms where it doesn't have offices in another country. So, this strategy helped companies expand internationally, each with its own benefits and challenges.
Hi, I'm back with another discussion. Guidelines in protecting intellectual property. Unsa man daan ng intellectual property o nganong need na siya protektahan? Listen carefully kay wala ni siya sa slide. So, intellectual property or IP, dili na siya IP address, kundi isa ni siya ka-valuable creation of the mind, including invention, designs, trademark, and artistic works. So, remember, an effective IP protection ensures exclusivity and competitive advantage sa muhang brand. There are four types of intellectual property, namely trademark, copyright, patents, and trade secrets. So, kabalo naman tanong tulo, let's talk about the fourth type of intellectual property, ang trade secret. So, what's the trade secrets? This is a commercially valuable information like formulas, techniques, and processes. Like, for example, kanang gravy sa Jollibee, di ba? Mao na usa sa mga gibalik-balikan sa mga tao dito. So this is safeguarded through confidentiality agreements. As what I've said earlier sa master franchise agreement, dapat nakasaad dito sa agreement ang confidentiality agreement sab kung saan pag-handle og protect sa trade secrets sa kanang brand kay mo-enter man sila sa isa ka franchise agreement or licensing agreement ba ha. So listed here are the guidelines in protecting your IP. So, number one, understand local IP laws. So, i-research nimo ang IP regulation in each country where you operate or you plan to expand. So, consult legal experts to ensure compliance and effective protection sa imuhang intellectual property. Now, registration. Identify your valuable asset, IP asset like patents, trademark, copyright, and i-register na sila with relevant government agencies in each country. Consider also kanang international registrations para broader imuhang coverage sa protection. Oversight in licensing and franchising. Clearly draft a licensing and franchise agreements. Dapat dito naka-include ang provisions for regular audits and reporting by licensees or franchisees. I-monitor dito ang ilang adherence to brand standards and IP usage. Kaya naman dito yung scope sa unsaon na nila pag-use ang inyong IP. And then sharing improvements. Insert clauses in agreements requiring licensees or franchisees to share any enhancements, innovations related to the IP, and faster collaboration for mutual benefit ninyong duha. So, legal action against infringement. Be prepared to enforce your rights. You're right. Consult legal counsel to handle infringement cases promptly. Dapat ikuan dyan mo imong rights. Ako aning right, ako ani, na ako'y right, na ako'y katungod ani. Ako ani, char. Monitoring channels and partners. Regularly review distribution channels, marketing materials, and franchisees activities and detect and address any unauthorized use of your IP, not IP address. Trade secrets protection. Limit access to sensitive information within your organization. Use technology with password and firewalls to safeguard your trade secrets. Saka na. Non-compete clauses. So, include non-compete agreements and employee contract. This is to prevent departing employees from aiding your competitors. Kahit, basin da ilang adto dito sa imong competitor kung sa inyong trade secret. So, kabalo na silang sa on pag-counter ato. Hindi na secret. Dayon, technology for authentication. So, explore anti-counterfeiting measures like biotech tags, holograms, and educate consumers about authentic product features. Continuous innovation and brand emphasis. So, regularly update product and technologies and strengthen your brand identity to build trust and loyalty. Kay kung para kung magkinaunsa man mo dira ma-entangle ka cases to cases, loyal gihapon nimong customers sa imuha, loyal gihapon nimong mga employees sa imuha. Dapat strengthen nimo imong brand, like imuhang brand name dapat mabango. Dapat imong brand name is emphasized jud. Ikaw mo'y kinarusgan, ikaw na adira, ikaw loyal sila sa imo. Thank you!